Hey guys, chapter 4.4. This is paying the mortgage. So we talked about how if you borrow 100 grand from the bank, you're not just going to pay 100 grand back. The bank would lose money. Why would they just give somebody 100 grand and only get 100 grand back? They want a little bit for themselves, okay? So they have a percent for an interest rate that if you're going to borrow 100 grand, you got to pay me a little bit more than that. Like, we'll give you the 100 grand to buy your house, but I want at least, 150 back. And you're going to pay them not just over a single year. You're going to pay them over multiple years, almost some people over a lifetime. Most mortgages are 30 years, and if you look at this chart, it shows here monthly principal and interest payments for 30 years. So if you look at example 1, or exercise A here, it says find the monthly payments. Use the table in 88 to help you, okay? So if you got a mortgage at 9%, and we're assuming this is going to be for 30, they should have put this in the instructions here, over a 30-year mortgage. So 40,000 at 9%. So you go back here, it's 40,000 at 9%. So your interest rate, your monthly principal and interest payment would be $322. So that's principal. Principal means the amount you actually borrowed, and the interest is the extra you're going to give that bank over an amount of time. Okay? So that's how you would use the chart. Let's do one more. 70,000 over 12%. So 70,000 over 12% is $720. So that'll be 720. There you go. Not too bad. Okay? So now, exercise B says find the amount paid in 30 years. Use the table again to find the interest paid, the total interest paid for these mortgages. So you're going to take the 40,000 at 10% rate. So 40,000 at 10% is $351. And you're going to multiply that by 12, because that would be per year, and then by 30 years. So you're going to take 351, multiply that by 12, so over a year it's going to be 4,212, and then times 30 years, so you're at 126,360. So if it says find the total interest, you're going to subtract the amount paid minus the actual mortgage. So it's 126,360 minus 40,000, and you're going to get your 86,360. Okay, that makes sense. Because a lot of times the interest that you're going to pay back will be actually more money than what you're actually going to borrow for the house. That's just a fact of life. That's how the banks make their money. Yes, you could afford $351 a month, but you're going to be doing that for 30 years. And that's in order for you to live in your own home. So the bank knows that. That's how the bank makes money. That's how you can live in a home. And that's how it is. Instead of renting and giving somebody else your money that you're not going to own, a lot of people will suck up the amount of interest rate that they're going to pay. They know they're going to be overpaying for the home, but as long as they could afford it, at least it's their own home. Now let's take a look at the paying mortgages part of the workbook activity. Here we have essentially 5-year balloon payments. And we have the grid in the upper right. So it says if you have a $79,000 mortgage at a rate of 14.5% for 30 years, what would be the principal remaining? So you're going to take first the 14.5% over 30 years and go to the table. So 14.5% at 30 years, you're at 98.6% of the principal remaining. So it's going to be, again, put that over 100, so you would get 0.986, and you're just going to multiply the 79,000 times the 0.986, and you get 77,894. And that is the workbook activity, and that is the mortgage payments.